I don't know why I did that. In chemistry, I did well. But in math, she's going through the classes like I think I picked that. I guess I did, but I'm not sure. I'm never sure until I see the picture. What? No. You take this one.
Okay, so like I was saying, we'll go through it now. So the first one, A1. I would like you to write this down, because you can have it in your notes for revision later. Find the equation of the line which is perpendicular to the line 3x minus 5y plus 1 equals 0 and passes through 8 minus 7. So first we need to get the slope here. That's 3x plus 1 equals 5y. That's 3 over 5x plus 1 over 5 equals y. So the m is actually minus 5 over 3. For being perpendicular. Yeah. So you have y equals mx plus c. We sub in our point. We get minus 7 equals minus 40. Yeah, like this. So that means c is 40 over 3 minus 7, which is 19 over 3. Is that right? Yeah. Now that's not finished because the question said write your answer in the form of ax plus by plus c. So what will we need to multiply here by? 3, won't we? So if we multiply by 3, yeah, I'll take the 5x to the left. So that's 5x plus 3y minus 19
okay, good.
equals 0. Yeah. I will kick you out. I will. I will. No, English only. Okay, write that down, please. We'll have a look at A2 now in a second. That was 4 marks. You've guaranteed at least 4 marks. Well, well done. I'm in the middle of correcting it. Okay. Looks like we have a full house. Let's just see. David? Yeah. Sabrina? Amy? Yeah. Barack? Yeah. Priscilla? Patrick? Joshua? Vanessa? Umar? Anna, Hussein, yeah. Ishpreet, yeah. And Mo. There you go. So just for Timmy we're missing, is it? Yeah. Okay, did you write that down? Oh, come on. Right, next question. Right, next question. No, it's going to be on YouTube, don't worry. I'll upload it. A2. A coin, when tossed, has a 40% chance of landing heads. Find the probability of getting 3 heads or 3 tails. So this one here, you can go heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails, and then one more. You didn't have to draw the 3, by the way. You didn't have to. Did many of you did draw it? Just a rough, yeah. So they want 3 heads or 3 tails. So that's this part, and then down as well. Yep. And what's the probability of heads? It's 0.4 and tails 0.3. Oh, sorry, 0.6. So the answer is 0.4 by 0.4. Yeah, and then 0.6 3 times. And I've only corrected a few scripts, but I was surprised by the number of students who actually forgot to add 2 answers. A lot of you seem to think for some strange reason that the question was saying find 3 heads or 3 tails, as if it was like do this and then do this. A lot of you forgot to add. The question is, what's the probability getting all the same? 3 heads or 3 tails? Think back. How many of you forgot to add? Let's open up the calculator here. What is it? 7 over 25? Okay. In total 4, 1 mark for adding. Yeah? Oh yeah, that's fine. For this one's fine, yeah.
I don't remember the answer.
Yeah, you got that written down? Did you leave it as 0.28, you think?
Yeah.
Some of you did, yeah. A3 now. Part A. You had to complete the square. Yeah? That's x minus 3 squared minus 2. Okay? And then B part, you must use your answer from A part to solve, which some people didn't. They used the formula. So it's x minus 3 squared minus 2 equals 0. X minus 3 squared equals 2. X minus 3 equals plus or minus root 2. X equals 3 plus or minus root 2. And the question was very clear. It said, all workings must be shown. Just quoting the answer, even the correct ones will score no marks if the working has not been seen. And the question was, use your answer from part A to solve.
What
You know?
if I didn't choose my
Then
answer?
0 marks. The question was extremely clear about this point. Extremely clear. 2 and 2.
No.
Thank you.
Just explain.
Yeah.
You need to use your answer.
Say what? How did you use your answer but not this method? What did you do?
I don't know, but I think I did something with, I don't know, I remember.
I look forward to reading what you did, so. Oh, yeah. As long as I see this on the page, it's okay.
I was just like, grab everything and just do, because I did this, but I didn't write down actually single stuff.
Yeah, well, I guess, like, for example, maybe you could skip this step.
Oh, okay.
You know, I definitely, you know, I want to be seeing a plus or minus route, you know. Okay. Next, can I go on to 4 now? Okay. An arithmetic series has the first term is 8, and the sum of the first 48 terms is 3204. Find the D. So if you put that into there, you have 3204 is n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1, n minus 1 we know, 47 times D. So you divide by 24, you minus 16, and then afterwards you divide by 47. And what do we get here? 3204 divided by 24 minus 16 divided by 47. 5 over 2. And a lot of you got that from the few exams I corrected. I remember seeing this quite a lot. Yeah.
I can't remember.
That was okay for 3 marks. Yeah. A5. The next one is a log you have to solve. Can I scroll down? Okay. Yeah. So 5 here, you have to solve this equation. Log base 8 of 7x minus log base 8 of x plus 4 equals 1 over 3. And you're told x is positive. So using the second rule of logs, that becomes log base 8, 7x over x plus 4 equals a third. Then using the definition of logs that says 8 to the power of 1/3 equals 7x over x plus 4. That means 2 equals 7x over x plus 4. 8 cube root is 2. Cross multiplying, I get 2x plus 8 equals 7x. So that means 8 will equal 5x, isn't it? So x equals 8 over 5. Four marks. Are you keeping a running total in your head of what you think you did? Yeah, okay. Okay. The next one we're going to do is the trigonometry one. You had a triangle with 3 sides, and you had to find in radians and 3 significant figures angle A. It was 13, 15, 17. Angle A was the angle up here. And what rule did we need here? Yeah. 17 squared equals 13 squared plus 15 squared minus twice 13, 15 cos A. So cos A was going to be 17 squared minus 13 squared minus 15 squared over minus 26 times 15. I just put the 2 in already. Okay, so fraction time. 17 squared minus 13 squared minus 15 squared over minus 26 times 15 is 7 over 26. And then you'll have to do cos inverse in radian mode. $1.30.
Well, I can't remember anything.
Long break, maybe.
Yeah, it's written.
Give your answer in, then the text change to bold font, radians, and to bold font again, 3 significant figures. So, what do you think? Now, if you used degrees, I promise you, you weren't the only one. There are a few people who did use degrees.
Yeah, for sure.
3 significant figures, if you didn't have that, will cost you 1 mark.
Oh, what's the dot?
Huh?
What's 26.15?
Times 15. Yeah.
Is there a mark from changing like 1.29 something into 1.30? Is there a mark there?
Yeah, because it said 3 significant figures. Yeah.
I'm great.
How many marks is there?
4 marks. Yeah. No, you start with the opposite side.
B will answer
17 squared equals 13 plus squared plus 15 squared. Oh, Carol.
Don't worry, Carol.
You forgot the number 1 rule in exams. Always read the question. Right. Can we go on to 7?
Yeah.
Yeah? A7, you had y equals x cubed plus 4x squared minus 13x minus 7, and they wanted you to make the first derivative equal to the second. So, what was the first derivative here? 3x squared plus 8x minus 13. And the second derivative?
the reminder theorem.
No, not yet, no. 6x plus 8. Let's take everything to the left. 3x squared plus 2x minus 21, is it?
1 second.
Yeah.
From where 6x plus 8?
That's the second derivative.
Ah,
The
yes,
question
yes,
said,
I
yeah, you remember this
it.
one? Can this have factors or not? Yeah, yeah. No, no. 7 has to be here. 3 has to be here. Minus and minus? Plus 3. Yeah. X equals 7 over 3 or minus 3. No need for the y value. Question, yeah?
You have to write x plus 7. It's not, that's not giving you 1.
Say again, do I have to write what?
The x is equal to 7 or 3 or 8. That's not giving you 1 mark.
Yeah, I would suspect so. It's 5 marks.
So what if you do like you put the x or y like a bracket?
You gave coordinates? Oh, that's fine too. You're just giving more information than asked. Okay. A 8 now. What? No, come on.
Funny maths problem.
Funny math problems. Yeah. Yeah. Funny answers I saw as well when I was correcting too. Right, A8. A curve is given by the equation y equals 2x power 4 minus log x. And we want the tangent at 1. So first I might as well find the coordinate. When x is 1, y will be 2 by subbing in 1. You'll have 2 minus 0. Okay? The m is dy dx, which will be 8x cubed minus 1 over x. Right? And when you put x as 1, you get 7. So y equals 7x plus c. When you sub in your point, you get 2 equals 7 plus c. So c is minus 5. Yeah? Y equals 7x minus 5. Uh, 4.
So I can't remember this question.
I'll write it down anyways. Huh? What? What's wrong, Cruel?
Everyone.
Number 9 is integration
Oh, okay.
for 4 marks.
How much is undated?
No, it's like 10 from 0 to 10, I guess.
Is what?
Ungraded.
You grade to 34.
What? Ooh. 35? No, 35.
Yeah, well, 35 is an E.
Well, I could have a 0.
So 0 to 30?
34. Okay.
Oh, yes, 30.
No,
It's okay, guys. Just chill.
Okay. So here, guys, come on, come on. What do you need to do first here? Yeah. So that's 3x squared, 7x minus 15, isn't it? Minus 8x, I think, minus 35 dx. Yeah, is that right? 15. Yeah. So now we integrate. That would be x cubed minus 4x squared minus 35x
Plus 6.
plus c.
Oh, yeah. Bye bye. How many marks?
4. It's 4 marks.
it's like how many jobs need to be like not accepted because action. What was the actual non-working policy? Like you're not accepted for 4 jobs.
Okay, you got that?
You're getting counted up like
The last section A question was for 4 marks as well.
you get 4 rejections.
A lot of students, from what I remember, did it fine, but never did the last step, which is kind of odd. Yeah, well, we'll see now if you did it. Which one?
Why in like in biology and chemistry, section A carried the highest mark and B is like 40 something.
Oh, was it 60-40? That's the same in physics as well.
But why in math the opposite?
It's better for the.
A bigger section A.
No.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Yes.
The
Section
situation.
A is just 40 marks.
The situation is quite simple. If it was the other way around, you would have people complaining as well. People just like to complain about maths. Yeah, that's it. There isn't a right way or a best way. It's just nobody wants to do it. So just have to live with it.
Everyone went like wow.
Yeah, it was a little tricky. This is for 4 marks. So look, first you integrate. So what do we get? Sin x,
Yeah.
cos x, and log x. Pi over 3 and pi over 6.
Pi over 3.
Now you put in the pi over 3 first, isn't it? So that's sine pi over 3.
Plus cosine pi over 3 minus log.
No, plus log pi over 3.
Oh, plus log. Yeah.
And then we minus
Sine.
sine pi over 6.
Then minus cosine.
Yeah, well I have the brackets here, you see, so I'll just leave it like that. Now, if you were to sine fraction pi over 3, that's root 3 over 2. So that's root 3 over 2. I think that one's a half. Plus log pi over 3. This has a decimal form. Now the question, this is important. Hey, this is important. The question wanted the exact answer. So if I put log in on the calculator, I get a decimal. It's no good. Minus a half, minus root 3 over 2, minus log pi over 6.
Yes.
Now, I think a lot of you actually realize that these 4 cancel. Shockingly, though, a lot of you left the answer like this. But you could have continued. Log pi over 3 over pi over 6 equals log 6 over 3, which is log 2.
Again? Excuse me?
Log pi over 3 over pi over 6. The pi's cancel.
Oh.
I don't know why is a minus in the
Maybe I put ln too. Because I remember this number.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't know, did I put it or
Wait
not?
1 sec, yeah?
You just put equals and then like log the super.
Oh, you mean just jump from here to log 2?
No, you just like you get this last bit and you just put equals.
Oh, yeah, fine. Yeah. You mean if you went from here
Yeah.
to there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fine.
What about
Fine.
from there to there?
Here to here? Here?
Yes.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Because I remember this, but I don't remember. Did I put it?
The question said exact.
The revision.
So now you divide 3.
See, when you don't remember, you say.
Pi 3 divide pi over 6, yeah.
But when you remember, you're not saying.
Here?
Yeah.
What are you asking me?
Why did why is it minus divide 3?
Oh, well, it's always the top minus the bottom.
Eh,
I thought the
no.
No.
Zach, don't you remember?
Huh?
Lemon.
Hi, hi. Quiet, I can't hear her. Yeah? Oh, I think it was 1 mark just for, you mean like stopping here?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 mark to get to there, this last bit. Yeah. A few people finished here. Were you one of them?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
You were one of them? Yeah, okay. Right.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Okay. We got that written down? Yeah, we're going to have a look at B now.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, B. Let's go. 1 second.
What's wrong, Carol?
Sad. Because he's getting an 8 with a
Have we got that? Can we go down to B now?
Oh,
Glasses. Right, B. So let's have a look. We'll look at B1 first. Okay, so A. You had 3 points on a straight line. Find the value of P. Minus 9 minus 2.
stop.
2. Yeah, very good. In fact, a lot of people realised the trick here was to look at the slope. 2p minus 5, p minus 3, and then 11 3. Isn't that it? So the slope, well, I think all of you said this, the slope between these two and the slope between these two should be the same. Yeah. So you have 2p minus 5, p minus 3 minus minus 2 over 2p minus 5 minus minus 9. And then the order is not important. P minus 3 minus 3. And then 2p minus 5 minus 11. Or vice versa is fine as well. So you get p minus 1, is it? Over 2p plus 4 equals p minus 6 over 2p minus 16. Now you have to cross multiply.
Yes.
So if you cross multiply, that's p minus 1 times 2p minus 16 equals p minus 6 times 2p plus 4. That's 2p squared minus 18p plus 16 equals 2p squared minus 12 plus minus 8p, is it? Minus 24. I think I have that right. Did all of you get the p squareds to cancel, it looks like?
Yeah.
There should only be one value of p, it seems.
Yeah. Take 24 to the other side, I guess.
Yeah, cancel those. Take the 18 to the right. So is that 10p equals 40, is it? So p is 4. And that's only 3 marks. Only 3 marks.
What if I do it a different way?
Yeah, there's more than one way here. There's more than one way here. What way do you...
I know, new variable in front of the then just cancel.
Yeah, I don't know if this is necessarily the quickest way.
Yeah.
Questions?
My brain didn't work correctly. So.
Yeah.
Can we like see our paper after?
Yeah, you can arrange a meeting once you have your results back. Question? No? Can you write that down? The next part is 5 marks. It was simultaneous. Okay. I can scroll down?
Can you
Oh, yeah.
a second?
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Right, the B part now. You had a simultaneous 3x minus y equals 4, x squared minus y squared equals 2. They said to use substitution here, so you have to say y equals 3x, yeah, 3x minus 4, and then you sub that in here.
Yeah.
So you get x squared minus
3x
Yep.
minus 4 squared.
is 2. Yes? Okay. Right, x squared minus 3x squared at minus 24x minus...
Minus 9 squared.
Oh, thank you. because there's 3x squared. Minus 9x squared plus 24x minus 16 minus 2 equals 0. If I take everything to the right, I get 8x squared minus 24x plus 18 equals 0. I can divide by 2, can't I?
Yeah.
4x squared minus 12x plus 9 equals 0. Does this have solutions? Two. Did I make a mistake? Does it have solutions? 2 and 3. What do you mean? 2x.
2x minus 3.
And 2x. Oh, it's a square. Oh, there's only one answer. Yeah. So x is 3 over 2. And if you sub that back in here, you can get the y. It'll be 9 over 2 minus 4. Yeah. Which is a half. That's the answer there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Huh? The B part was 5 marks. Yeah. Yeah. Now, there's a second way to do this one that doesn't involve quadratics.
Yes.
Do you know it?
No.
So that yes was more like yes with a question mark. Like, go on, tell me more. Okay.
Surprise me.
Yeah, surprise you, I will. Well, actually, it shouldn't. I don't know if it will be a surprise because you might remember seeing something like this in class before. The other way to do it without quadratics, well, you do the first part, which is you say y equals 3x minus 4. And then in the second equation, you factorize it. So instead of saying x squared minus y squared, you say x minus y times x plus y equals 2. Oh, no, actually. Oh, rats, the 2. I don't think you can do it the way I was hoping. Yeah, no, never mind. You still need a quadratic. I don't think there's any advantage to sub this in here. It's the same. Alright, nuts. Okay. See now. This question was answered with mixed success. If you did this, then congratulations, you did it wrong. Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to mess with you, but this is the wrong way to do it. Half of you, I think, or maybe...
All of you.
No, not all of you, no. This is the wrong way to do it, not this way. So what were you supposed to do? Well, yeah, but before that. Yeah, but what should you do at the start here? Yeah. Take the 25 over to the left.
Yeah, I feel that.
And then factorize 6x plus 5, 6x minus 5. And this has two solutions. Minus 5 over 6 and 5 over 6. And do we want above or below?
What if
Below.
What if I put plus and minus 5 over 6?
And the answer is this. For 2 marks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, probably not a subject, like.
I do it. I just straight away bring the 56 to that size.
Yeah, took a square root.
Yeah.
And then what?
Plus minus.
That's
So
what? So you say x is less than or equal to plus minus 5 over 6?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. But how did you, what did you say the answer was? You said it this way? That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you're not, it's not this Carul. Plus minus 5 over 6.
But why? What's
Okay, so if you do this, how many marks do you get after here?
Well, it's 2 marks. So the people who did it the wrong way will get 1 mark because they'll get half the answer right because they would have said x is less than or equal to 5 over 6. But they never said x is more than or equal to minus 5 over 6. They have one of the answers right.
So
I have 2, yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Next part. D part 1. You had a cubic.
is this the reminders here?
It is, yeah. And they said, what is the remainder when you divide by 2x minus 1? Now, before you go, where, it has underlined here, use the remainder theorem. And that is underlined. And at least one of you actually did a long division. Was that you, Dasha? Congratulations. You did all that work and got 0. Oh, okay, you just wasted time then. Right. Well, no, but it's like it's underlined. Use the remainder theorem.
When we started the B session, it was like, you have 20 minutes left.
No, it wasn't that dramatic.
Yeah, but it was in my head, and I was like, ooh. And then we all started panicking.
Okay.
And I think it
Right. You have to put in x equals 1 over 2. So what's that? A quarter plus 3/4 minus 9 minus 27, is it? So if we just type that in, a quarter, oh, well, that's 1, isn't it? Yeah, 1 minus 9 minus 27, minus 35?
Yes.
Yeah. Now the next part is a long division. That is 2 marks. The next part is the long division. 2x plus 3 divided into 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 18x minus 27. So that's x squared, 2x cubed plus 3x squared. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now that's nice because you get a double cancelling here, leaving me with minus 9, isn't it? So the factors are 2x plus 3, x plus 3, x minus 3. Oh, I've accidentally done the next part, which is factorise, which is for 1 mark. So 2 and a 1. Okay. 2 and 1. For which part? The long division was 2. The remainder was 2, and the factorising is 1. Okay. The next question is a trigonometry question, which I think was straightforward.
B2?
Yeah. We're finished B1 now. They look much easier in the cold, bright sunlight of the classroom, don't they?
Yeah.
Much easier. Right, B2 now. A bag holds 6 red and 4 blue beads. 2 beads are drawn, one after the other, with no replacement. Draw a tree diagram. So we go red, blue, red, blue. some of you had outrageous tree diagrams here. Like some of you went to 10 levels where they kept selecting until there was none left. I don't understand. So, red at the beginning is 6 and blue is 4. So this will be 5 and this is still 4. Oh, sorry, 9, thank you. And this is still 4 over 9. And this is going to be 6 over 9 and 3 over 9. Find the probability that at least one bead is red. At least one bead is red means they want red, red, or red, blue, or blue, red. Now that's one way to do it. There's another way to do it that's quicker. But if you did it that way, that's fine. Red, red is 6 over 10 times 5 over 9 plus 4 over 10 times 3 over 9 plus 4 over 10. No?
4 over 10 times 3 over 9. That's blue.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. 6 over 10 times 4 over 9 plus 4 over 10 times 6 over 9. Yeah? Now, I said that's one way to do it. There's a quicker way to do it. Let's just calculate this. That and that makes 2. 2 goes into that 3 times. Is that 1 over 3, I think? Yeah. Plus, what was that? That was a 9, wasn't it? So 3 goes into that twice. 3 goes into that 3 times. Any more simpling?
4 and 10.
Oh, yeah, thank you. 2 and 5. So 4 over 15 plus 2 over 5. Oh, yeah. 2 over 3. 4 over 15. That's 8 over 15 plus 1 over 3, which is 5 over 15. 13 over 15. Now, the other way to do this one, does anyone know? Yeah, that's it. That's it. At least one red means not all red, which is 1 minus all red, which is 1 minus, isn't that right?
All blue.
I forgot the question. What is it? Oh, at least one bead is red. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, not all red is 1 minus all red.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, let's see if I get the right answer. What's red, red? 6 tenths times 5 ninths.
6 over, yeah. Why 5 over 9?
That's red, red, isn't it? Yeah. 1 minus, that will be 5 and that will be 3. That will be... No, I've done something wrong then, haven't I?
Is this a reason probability of all
Probability of blue.
blue?
Not all red.
Well, like if there's probability of all blue, which means
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I misstated what it means to say at least one red. Sorry. At least one red means not all blue. That's what it means to have at least one red, that they're not all blue. So not all blue is 1 minus all blue. Yeah, 1 minus blue, 4 tenths, 3 ninths. Okay. That's 1 minus 1/3, isn't it?
4 and 5.
2 fifths, 2 15ths. Yeah, there we go. So if you did it that way, that's fine as well. B, convert 118 degrees into radians.
How many marks do we have for
2 for the first part, and this is 1 mark only. Let's see.
I did 2 answers. I put 2 answers.
Decimal and fraction?
No.
What then?
Pi over 180 and 8.
Ah,
Same way.
I don't know about that. If you get your answer as a decimal, that is acceptable too. 2.059.
Unusual
I
previous
don't
one.
Which part? Here?
A bit higher.
C. Now, in part C, you had a triangle drawn. And you had this angle is 57, and that one was 62. And this side here was 8.7 centimeters. And the question is find the length PQ here. So what should I use there? That's just a sine rule, isn't it? PQ over sine 62 equals 8.7 over sine 57. Yeah? So multiplying, let's see what we get. Sine 62 over, what did I say? 57, isn't it? Thank you, yeah. Oh, it really wants the brackets, fine. Oh, I didn't get it back to degree, sorry. Mode, degree. Times 8.7, huh? 9.159. You have to be right to at least three significant figures. So if you wrote 9.16, that's fine as well. And then part 2, the area of PQ or is 4 times the area of P or S. Find or S. So they want this side here, or S, and they tell you that this area is 4 times bigger than that area. So if I use the sine area formula on the left, a half 9.159 times 8.7 times sine of that angle, which will be 180 minus 57 minus 62. That area on the left is 4 times bigger than the area on the right. So if I want to make it equal to the area on the right, should I multiply or divide by 4? Divide by 4. And that's equal to the area on the right. So what I'll do is I'll just change that 2 to an 8. Dividing by 4. And that should equal the area on the right, which will be a half 8.7 or S sine this angle. Now we know what that angle is. It'll be sine 180 minus 62. So I know it's very messy, but we have the answer directly. We have, oh, and I can cancel that with that, and I can cancel that with that to make a quarter. Sorry about this. So that's or S is 9.159 times sine 180 minus 57 minus 62 over 4 times sine 180 minus 62. That's the RS here.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let's see what we get. 2.27. I think that was familiar. That was 3 marks only. But the next part was 5 marks and it was kind of easy.
And this is the second part, or is this the second?
It's the C part 2, yeah. And now there's a part D.
And the first part?
C part 1 was getting the length PQ.
Yeah, how many marks?
Oh, 2, 3.
2 and 2 is 3.
Yeah. Okay, next. Part D. Easy peasy. Cos 3 theta equals 0.891. But theta was between 0 and 180 pi, yeah.
I've got two answers.
Um,
76.
well, 6 if it was 360, and then I think you reject 3 answers. So, I don't know, there might be 3 answers. We'll have to see. We look at this. So first, you know the story. Shift cos inverse 0.891. 27. So theta equals 27. How do you get the second answer? Oh, sorry, thank you. 3 theta equals 27. How do you get the second answer? For cos, 360. Hang on. 360 minus the answer, yeah. So 333. And then how do you generate, so there's up to 6 answers. 1, 2, 3. Add 360, isn't it? 387. And then 693. And then add 360 onto 387. Yeah.
Oh my
And then
God.
lastly?
1053.
Now, you have to divide by 3. So this answer, 9 degrees, 111 degrees, 1, 2, 9 degrees. Now, I think what will happen is these ones will be too big, right?
Yes.
They're more than 180,
Yes.
aren't they? And there's nothing you can do to fix that. If you minus 360 from them, they're still outside the range.
Yes.
So this is the answer. Yeah.
Do you have to like just state it out? So do you have to state it out?
Well, I mean, if you just scratched out or whatever the other answers, it's fine. If you made it clear to me at the end, you're saying that these are the answers. That's fine. What? 1 sec. What?
You didn't.
Like we minus 180 and we fix that thing.
Ah, you fixed it by creating a new rule of minusing 180. Yeah.
And we have the same answers, 129 and 111.
Oh,
Like
so you ended up with the
911.
same answers,
Yes.
You got the first.
but by the wrong way.
Well,
That might be okay. I have to think about that.
it's more after the first 3 answered. There's a bit of a confusion on what to do with the rest. So I just left it.
You walked away from it. So I don't know what to do with these answers. I'm just leaving them. Yeah, it's fine. I thought that was a lot of 5 marks.
Too much.
Too much. 5 marks. No. Like, for example, Carol, there was 1 mark for getting 27. You know, like it's. I'm sure it's not all gone.
I was running from time already, so this 5 marks scared me to do this question.
Ah, I see. The 5 marks put you off.
Yeah.
Is she okay there? You're not losing your mind, are you? Okay, can we look at B3 now?
4?
Yeah, through 4. Well, you were supposed to do 4. We're doing number 3 now. Yeah. B3 it looks a little bit tricky, although a lot of you did a good job on it. The first part was about the coefficient of x4. So let's have a look at that. So what you had was x plus 3x power 6. And they tell you that the coefficient of x4, and I really dislike when they do this in the exam, they gave you a mixed number, 15 and 3/16. more than the third. Now, I don't like this form, 15 and 3/16. I'm just going to change that into a more useful form, 243 over 16. The coefficient of x4, let's calculate that. So that would be 6c4. There's a k and there's a 3. And this has to be the 4 because it's on the x. And that has to be 2. And then the third coefficient would be 6c3. K and 3, like that. Now we need to put in our 243 over 16. We need to think carefully where the x4 coefficient is bigger than the x cubed coefficient. So do I put this on the left or the right? Yeah, well, on the right.
16 over 243.
Like this.
Like this, yeah.
Yeah.
And you flip it,
Yeah. Okay. Can we just type in? Well, you see, a lot of things cancel now. A lot. So, for example, x squared cancels the cubed away. And then the cubed here cancels this away, leaving me with just a 3. So I have just 3 here and just k here. I have 6c4, 6c3, and 243 over 16. So I have k is 6c4 over 6c3 times, now don't forget about the 3 there, 3 times 16 over 243. Now 3 goes into 243 if you want, but I'll just type with the whole thing in. Flip that. Times 3 times 6 C4 divided by 6 C3. 4 over 27. 4 marks. It was a bit tricky, wasn't it? Okay. Continue. Yep. Right, B part. 189 and 567 are two consecutive terms in a GP. What's the common ratio? So B part 1, the common ratio is 567 over 189. Kirill, do you mind typing that in? And that would do part 2. Thank you. Three, is it? Okay. Part 2. The sum of the first 9 terms is 68887. Find A. So you have A, 1 minus r power n over 1 minus r equals 68887. So A will equal 68887 times negative 2 over 1 minus 3 power 9. So let's see what we get there. So that is now for 2 marks.
And the first one
Was 1 mark. So what do we get here? 68887 times minus 2 divided by 1 minus 3 power 9, 7. Find the first term in the series that... Find which term in the series is the first to exceed 50 million. Yeah, okay. I would have preferred if they said in the sequence, but oh well. Okay, so when do we get at least 50 million? So we have A, what did I say A was? 7. A or power n minus 1, that's the formula. When will that be more than 50 million? Okay. I'll divide by 7. Okay. And I'll take a log as well. Well, I don't know actually if I can take logs, if it'll work on the calculator. Because I'm looking for the power here. You know? If I was to do a log-based tree on both sides, you see, what'll happen is it'll cancel that. And you'll get n should be more than 1 plus log base 3 5 times 10 to the 7 over 7. Now let's see if we can handle this on the calculator. 1 plus log base 3 5 times 10 to the power of 7 over 7. Yeah, okay, good. So n needs to be more than or equal to 16. That is for 3 marks. Yep. No, I don't think so. For the next part, maybe. The next part said, why is it not possible to sum to infinity? So, S infinity does not exist since or equals 3, and then that is not between minus 1 and 1, i.e. S infinity diverges. So if you said something similar to this for 1 mark. C for 4 marks. In an arithmetic sequence, the 21st term is 16 times larger than the first. So the 21st term is equal to 16 times the first. The 43rd term is 260. Find the A and the D. Okay? So let's have a look. We get A plus 20D equals 16A. So 15A minus 20D equals 0. Divide by 5. 3A minus 4D equals 0. Equation 1. Equation 2. A plus 42D equals 260. So you get... Actually, I could just leave it like that, but what I'll do is I'll multiply it by 3. So I have 3A plus 12060, is that right? Equals 780. Is that right? And now what I'll do is I'll minus them. 3A minus 3A is gone. 126, that's 130D equals 780. And if I divide by 130, 78 divided, what's that? 6, is it? D equals 6. I can sub that back in there, and I get 3A equals 24. Right? 8? A is 8? Yeah. Okay, write that down. We'll have a look at B4 next. B4 was very badly answered.
Before?
Very
Oh, I know.
badly answered.
All of them?
Most of you. I'm not even sure. I think there's one part in here. Let's see. There's one part which is very difficult. Yeah. Let's see anyways. Okay. B4A. For 2 marks, nice and simple to start with. They want the value of y when x is log 2. So that's y equals e2 log 2 minus 2e log 2. That's e log 2 squared minus 2e log 2. E logs cancel, e logs cancel. That's 4 minus 4, is it? 0? Did I do that right? Let's just check on the calculator. Yeah, 0. Yeah. And then you subbed in for x. You did this for the first part. Okay, well the next part is maybe what you're thinking of, where you would need a quadratic. So, part 2. They want you to solve this. E2x minus 2ex equals 3. Yeah, this was badly answered. E2x minus 2ex minus 3 equals 0. Not yet. And this is a quadratic. Ex equals... It does have factors, actually. It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right? But you have to reject this one.
But why -3?
That's the factors.
Oh, yeah.
That's the answer.
Wait.
What if I
Because
just write
minus-
x equal ln3?
Oh, I don't know about that. Can't take the log for negative. Zoom out. You want to see the first part? Right. Part 3 was find the derivative. So that was 2 marks and 3 marks, and now for 2 marks, dy dx is 2e 2x minus 2ex. And it says to factorize. So I think what we can take out here is 2ex, isn't it? And you're left with ex minus 1. Use your answer to part 3 to describe the normal at the point 0 minus 1. Right, so let's get this, the slope here. X is 0, isn't it? So m equals dy, well that's the tangent. So that would be 2e, what's x, sorry? 0, isn't it? 0, e0 minus 1, which equals 0. Okay? But that's the tangent. What is the slope of the normal, which is what they want?
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular to this. Plus or minus infinity. It's undefined. What's happening is the tangent is horizontal, so the slope is vertical. So the normal is a vertical line. Okay. That was for 2 marks. So it's 2, 3, 2. Sorry, 2, 3, 2, 2. Yep.
For the first one, the idea isn't the expression 4e to the power 2x. So it's really
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait. No, it's 2. There was no 2 in the original.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The question was returning the equation of normal, right?
Yeah, you could do that. It actually just said describe the normal. So if you found the equation, I guess that would be a description, wouldn't it? But because it said describe the normal, I would give my answer like this.
So if you found the equation, would you get the normal?
That's a good question. What would the equation be here? It's a vertical line, so it'd be x equals 0. Yeah. So the equation is the y-axis, x equals 0. That might be okay. I'd have to see what you wrote exactly. In theory, it's okay. Okay, can I go on to the next part, D? Yep. Yeah. Oh, I said it so many times. 2, 3, 2, 2. So what was the last number I said?
2, 3, 2.
Okay, B. 3m power 4 times 8m over cube root 216 m minus 6 equals 1 over 32. This was badly answered. On the top, yeah,
Do like square root 2 times, right?
yeah. 24 m5. What's the cube root of 216? Does it have a cube root even?
Yeah.
6? No, it is 6. 6, and then the cube root of m minus 6?
Minus 2.
Yeah.
And
4m7 equals 1 over 32. So I don't have to use logs. m7 equals 1 over 128. So m's a half. We should check that negative might have been an answer.
I was running out.
If I put in minus, this will have a minus. I don't know if minus would work. It's not, yeah.
It's also fine.
Yeah, no, it's only the positive. Yeah.
No,
This was the final answer. It's 3 marks.
It's 3 marks in total.
In total.
Yeah. Okay, you got that?
Yeah.
Next part is the log simplifying one. C. 3/5 log base 3 of 32 minus 1/4 log base 3 of 16 minus 2 log base 3 of 6 plus 3 over 2 log base 3 of 9. Okay, so these can go up into powers. So that would be log base 3. It'd be the 5th root of 32 cubed minus log base 3, the 4th root of 16, minus log 3, 6 squared, minus log 3, the square root of 9 cubed. That's a 2, isn't it?
18.
So 2, 4, 8, 6. Yeah,
Yes,
2.
yeah.
So 2, 4.
Two,
That's
two,
8.
4 is 3, yeah.
Minus log base 3 of 2, minus log base 3 of 36, minus log base, oh sorry, that's a plus, isn't it? Log base 3, 27. These two combine as log base 3, 8 minus 2 is 4. And then these two combine as log, oh, they all have base 3, don't they? I might as well do it in one go. 8 times 27 over 2 times 36. 2 goes into that 4 times. 3 goes into that 9 times. And 3 goes into that 12 times. 4 goes into that 3 times. 3 goes into that 3 times. You're left with log 3, 3.
So
1. Yeah, 3 marks, yeah? Ah, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Is that by mass or will you go through articles to bring the gallows?
Right. Next, B5 was the shape. It was this one here. Y, 2x, 3x, 2x, 3x, 3x. The perimeter is 2, 4, 4. Express y in terms of x. So you have y plus 2x plus 3x plus 3x plus 3x plus 2x plus y plus 3, 4, 5, 7x. I think I got them all. So it's 2y, 2x, 3x, 2x, 7x, 14x, 17x. Is that right? Equals 244. Did I add them up right? 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 7. Do you mind double checking that? And then I think that's right. Yeah? So y will equal 122 minus 17 over 2x. I don't remember a fraction here. 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. 20, yeah. So what did I miscounted something, didn't I? Anyways. Y equals 122 minus 10x, yeah? Okay. Part 2. They want the area. So the area, if I look at the picture, will be the big piece on the left, which is y times 7x, plus the little piece, which is 9x squared. So that would be 7xy plus 9x squared. It's just 7x, 122 minus 10x plus 9x squared. 7. Oh, too tired. 854? No.
Yeah.
No. $864x? No. 924x, is it? Minus 70x? What's 7 times 122?
854.
That's right. 854x. minus 70 x squared plus 9x squared. Yeah? That's 854x minus 61x squared, which is good because that's what they say. Show it's equal to that. Part 3. Find the value of x that gets a maximum. Right, so what do I do here? Derivative. 854 minus 122x equal 0. So what is 854 divided by 122, please? What is it? 7. Okay, 3 marks for that. Part B. A curve has this cubic equation. Find the stationary point. How do I find the stationary point? Make the derivative equal to 0. I can divide by 3, can't I? And just the one answer? 3. Now, it says find the coordinate, so I have to sub 3 back in here to get the y. So that would be 3 cubed minus 9 times 9, because that's 3 squared, plus 27 times 3 minus 25, 2. 4 marks for that. Show that there's an inflection point here. So if I get the second derivative, what's that? 3x squared minus 18x. And if I sub in 3, yeah? No. Did I do something wrong here? I left out my 27, didn't I? Plus 27. Now I sub in 3. What do I get here? Am I not differentiating this? Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. 6x minus 18. And put in 3. Right? So 18 minus 18 is 0. Is it an inflection point? Well, we don't know for certain. Why not? Because the first derivative and the second derivative is both 0. So if we calculate the third derivative, we get 6, which is positive, which actually makes it a rise-in inflection, isn't it? Isn't that what we said? Yeah, that saddle is the same as inflection here, isn't it? Rise in saddle, i.e., that's an inflection point. I think a lot of you calculated the third derivative here. Not all of you, perhaps. Okay, let's have a look at the last one here, B6. B6 was the integration one here. So the first thing is to find the area. But before you find the area, you have to find the point of intersection. No, you have to show that the point of intersection is at 4. So how do you find where two quadratics intersect? Sorry, I just realised something here, but that's okay. We make them equal. So 2x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 14 plus 5x minus x squared. So that's 3x squared minus 9x minus 12 equals 0. X squared minus 6x minus 4 equals 0. Is that right? No. I've done something wrong, haven't I? No, because 9 divided by 3 is not 6, is it? Okay. x minus 4 and x plus 1. So we're looking at the values to the right. So x equals 4. Okay. Actually, another way to do it was, because it was a show that question, you could have put 4 into both of these and shown that you get the same answer.
Oh,
But I think everyone, like me, did it this way.
yeah.
B, find the area. Right, the area would be, you integrate from 1 to 4, 2x squared minus 4x plus 2 dx, and then you integrate from 4 to 7, the other one, which is 14 plus 5x minus x squared dx. Yeah? So that would be, increase the power by 1, divide by the new power, 2x squared, 2x, 4, 1, 14x, yeah,
5x squared. Yeah.
This was 5 marks, right?
it was 6 marks.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Ooh.
Now, guys, I'm not going to do this particular part because this is just subbing in numbers and subtracting, so I'll just skip on to the next part now. C part 1 was they want to know where the two tangents are parallel. So how do you find where the two tangents are parallel? And what do you do with dy dx if they're parallel? You say the derivatives, that's 4x minus 4, should equal 5 minus 2x. If they're parallel, then the dy dx for each of them should be equal. Okay? So what do we get here? 6x equals 9, x equals 3 over 2. And the next part is if they're perpendicular, how do we find where that is?
But you get the same
I don't know. M1 times M2 should equal minus 1 if they're perpendicular. 20x minus 8x squared minus 20 plus 8x equals minus 1. Is that right? 8x squared minus 28x plus 19 equals 0. And they say give the answer in surd form. They did.
Oh, okay.
176.
7 plus square root 11 over 4.
4, okay. You could divide everything by 4, couldn't you? So, 7 over 4, is it? Plus or minus root 11 over 4. Last part? 4 marks. But no, it was 2 parts, remember? Parallel and perpendicular, so it's probably 2, 2. No, 4 marks and 3 marks. 3 for the parallel, 4 for the perpendicular. Yeah. I'm sorry, since there's just a little bit of time, what I'll do is I'll just give you the answer for this part if you want it. So I'll just type it in. What's the limit? 1, 4, 2 alpha x squared minus 4 alpha x plus 2. Can I put in 2 integrations? Yes, I can. 14
plus 5x minus x squared.
99 over 2.
X squared.
Did I mistype?
Where do you type
There.
X?
I think I have it. It's okay. 99 over 2. Right. So, there were, I would say, guys, wait, come on. Can I scroll down? If you have any questions, you can ask this one here, because she has no problems, since she's been using her phone for the last 20 minutes. Right? So any questions for her? I bet you didn't know we had a genius in the class. Yeah. Now, before you go, just in my opinion, there were a couple of questions I feel like if you felt they were hard, that's okay, because they were hard. The last one where we had to find when the tangents were perpendicular, that was tricky. Fine. The other one that was a little bit tricky was earlier, where you had to describe the normal, which turned out to be a vertical line. That was a little bit tricky.
My brain is tricky. In the exam.
Question 3 and 4 were a little bit tricky. But in total, I thought the easiest 4 questions were 1, 2, 5, and 6. For section B. 1, 2, 5, and 6. There wasn't anything strange in 5. There wasn't anything strange in 6. And there wasn't anything strange in 1 and 2.
Yeah, I started 5 with this area, but then when I got to the area, I was scared, so I decided
Oh, okay.
to run back.
Wait, so I just need to tell you about your coursework. Yeah? You all got it as an email, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I think what I'll do is in the first tutorial, actually let me just stop this for a second.